We all know that the best way to learn a language is by immersing ourselves completely in the language, so going to the country. But what if we cannot go to the country? How can we recreate this immersion right at home? Last December, I went on a language trip to Chengdu and it was just incredible. So based on this experience and how I lived this language trip, I tried to recreate this back at home to create my homemade immersion program. So part 1 is studying the language. So during my language trip, I had 4 hours of Chinese class every day during the week for 3 weeks. It was broken down in 2 hours in class and 2 hours out of the class, so exploring the city. But let's be real, in our daily life, we do not always have 2 hours per day to dedicate to a language, except if we are like really dedicated to that language. We may have 1 hour in the weekend, 30 minutes on Monday, 15 minutes on Tuesday. The most important is consistency. Again, with this sentence, consistency is key. Whether it's doing a lesson, reviewing flashcards, writing something, practicing speaking, the goal here is to interact with the language every single day, like on a language trip. But studying alone isn't enough. To truly be immersed in the language, we have to hear it a lot. So consume the language daily, just like if we were in a language trip where people around us will speak in the target language. Well, we want to do the same, but at home. Part 2, consume the language. When you are on a language trip or you're in the country, you hear the language everywhere. You read it everywhere. You literally eat, breathe, sleep the language. So we want to replicate this immersion and this feeling of being surrounded by the language right at home. You may not understand everything, but you are on survival mode, trying to pick up keywords to make sense of what is happening around you. So, like I always say, it's like I'm doing nothing else than watching movies, but watch movies and TV shows. I'd advise you to not use subtitles because in real life you do not have subtitles. Trust me, I experienced this in Chengdu when I was trying to buy a hairpin the first day and I was like, okay, where are the subtitles? I used to have subtitles. I don't have subtitles right now.
师傅这个多少钱？
39
多少？
39
So watch TV shows and movie in the target language without subtitles. Trying to do what you're doing in real life. Picking up keywords, trying to make sense of the situation with what you know. And guessing the words that you don't know with the words that you know. And as a beginner, you may be really lost and not understand what is happening, but try to get used to how it sounds, how the words are pronounced, and trying to hear what you're reading in the subtitles, even though you don't understand the meaning. 2 is watch YouTube videos. So watch YouTube videos about content you like and you're interested in, but in the target language. So you will get a feel of how native speakers speak the language and how they use the language. Do they use slang, etc. You will have a natural a view of the language. I like watching vlogs or videos where people are talking about their culture, because it really gives me the same feeling of a language trip. Like I feel like I'm in the country, I'm living there, etc. 3, listen to podcasts and audiobook. For podcasts, there is a lot of podcasts made for language learning, so just find the one you like that talk about topics you enjoy and just listen and enjoy. And for the audiobooks, I like doing the same thing I do for TV shows and movies, is finding really easy stories like rom-com, etc. because the words that they are using is really easy and I can just listen to it while I'm doing something else. 4, listen to music in the target language. Find music that you enjoy in the target language. You can even learn the lyrics so you can sing along with the song and practice speaking. Music is a great way to immerse yourself in the language because by listening to the lyrics and singing them, you get to do it again and again and again. And so you're practicing your pronunciation, your speaking, your vocabulary, your flow in the language. Feel like you're a native speaker and sing the lyrics and enjoy yourself while singing, dancing, doing anything else. Extensive reading. I will do a video on it soon, but it's reading in the language a lot. So find materials that are easy enough for you to enjoy and understand and read it. So read books that you like, webtoons, article in the target language. Just find something that's easy enough for you to read and just read it. The thing is that you have to enjoy what you're reading. So if it's too hard to read, you're not gonna read it. And if it's not interesting, you're not gonna read it. One thing I love is graded readers. Graded readers are books that are made for learning a language. So in the book, they will use words according to a level. So if it's for beginners, they are going to use only words that beginners could understand. It's really cool because you have a story that's interesting and you can read it in your target language. And it's not like overwhelming or too hard, like trying to pick up a random book and just read it and be overwhelmed because you can't even understand the first sentence. And remember that the goal is not to understand everything, but just like in a language trip, to understand keywords to make sense of the whole picture. Part 3, output. Using the language. Now that we know how to input, so consume the language, study the language, now we have to focus on outputting, getting the language out of you. We have to actively use the language to improve. Just like in a language trip, you will have to order coffee in the target language, you will have to ask for direction, etc. Output. Let me show you 4 simple ways to use the language in your daily life. First one is journaling. Write anything in the target language. Write about your day, a topic you like, anything. Just the goal here is to get and practice making sentences in the target language. Personally, I'm trying to write every day for at least 10 minutes in Chinese in a journal before starting to work, just to at least do a little bit of output every day. Try to integrate the language in your daily life by making your to-do list in the target language, making your grocery list in the target language. I've said it in one of my last video, but it works and it's really cool. 3, speak the language. Even if you're just talking to yourself in the language or talking out loud like you were crazy, just speak the language. It's a great way to practice without having a partner. You can even try to repeat sentences you saw in your textbooks, create scenario, etc. I have a full video on how to practice speaking alone. I will put it in the description. 4, think in the language. So, when you're doing something, try to describe it quickly in your head. So when you're doing the dishes, be like, I'm doing the dishes. When you're watching a movie, you're like, I'm watching a movie. And when you're saying something, try to say like, how will I say this in Chinese? So you practice having the language in your head. Yeah. And the funny thing is like, often when I just learned a new word in my target language and I have to use this word, but in French or in English, I will just remind myself quickly of, how you were saying this in the target language. For example, I had this in my last video. I was trying to say, I recommend you to do something. And the only word that was coming to me was 推荐你们. And I could not find the word in English or in French. I had it only in Chinese. You can use I 推荐你们. I suggest, comment tu le dis en anglais? Recommend. Okay. So try to describe everything in your head if you can. Oh, this is a romantic movie. This is a lamp. This is a mic. This is a camera. This is a tree. Yeah. To summarize, study the language every day. Even if you don't have a lot of time, try to do a little bit every day. Flashcards, lesson, consume a lot of content in the target language. So read, watch movie, listen to podcasts, just consume the language a lot. 3, actively use the language in your daily life through writing, speaking, thinking, describing, everything in ing. That's it. If you're interested to see how to make flashcards without using translation and practicing thinking in the language, watch this video. I introduce you how I do my flashcard in a detailed way. And that's it. I hope you enjoy. If you did, please like and subscribe, and I see you next time. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Wanna make you happy and then she goes 나만 혼자 남겨뒀어 대화가 필요해